Hey guys, what's up? This is part one of my crossbow buzzsaw. I will show you a picture of it here in a little bit. But so far I got the body, the top part, the inner part, which is right here. I'm zooming in right here, and now I'm zooming back out. And then I got this top part right here, this part, and then the tail. I'm calling this the tail as of right now because I don't know what the technical name for it is. And here's a comparison to what my gun looks like compared to it. So yeah, that's about it. Alright, I'll show you what the what it looks like. Hey guys, kind of in the dark right now. I'm not trying to be weird or anything, but here's an idea on what the crossbow buzzsaw looks like. It's from the Gears of War 3. I believe this is a concept art idea that they had but never executed it into the game. I hope that's the right word to use. But yeah, this is what I will be working on. What you saw in the previous part of it, you saw this piece, and then you saw that part, and then that part. This is the part I'm working on right now, up to here. I'll be moving on to this piece next, and then this piece, and then all this wonderful stuff right here. So, yeah. I calculated it to be about 30 inches from here to here, roughly, so it gives me an idea. But yeah, this whole thing's turning out. Peace, guys.
kind of awkward. I was like thinking about the whole time, like, man, it's gonna get hit with a copyright claim. That's the last thing I want in this video, right? But yeah, I'll figure it out. It's gonna be kind of weird, but it's better than nothing, I guess.
Hey guys, my desk is completely a mess, okay? And I know that, okay? But what I'm trying to show you guys is something I'm working on, okay? And this is not prepared, this is not planned out, it's just right out of the blue, okay? So this piece right here, okay, I'm not going to go to full details. I may try to record this, I don't know. But I wanted to show you what I'm working on right now. Yes, everything's a mess. I just don't always have a place to put something when I need to put it, and then I forget to clean up my areas. We're all bad at that, okay? So right here, okay, this piece right here is what I'm working on right now, okay? Basically, you see those little tubes? Oh, let me bring this closer. Oh, I can't, okay, well, let me bring the phone closer. So you see these little tubes right here, basically individually put it on there and everything. That's what that piece is going to be. I'm going to have about 3 or 4 of them. They're going to be all leading up to there, okay? Then after that's done, I have to build all of the blades. Now, what I'm going to do with the blades is, I'm going to sculpt all of these out of, well, I'm going to sculpt one of them out of clay, right? Then I'm going to make a mold out of it, and then I'll be able to just pull every blade from the mold, so there'll be an exact copy of that first blade, okay? That's my plan for the crossbow, okay? Now, this is what I'm trying to do. And look, and this is all the images I got of this crossbow, okay? So in case anyone's wondering, well, why don't you look at other images? Well, here's what I got, okay? This one, that one, and that one. Oh, and this one, okay? Not very many images I need, but they've been enough to get what I need down, okay? And I am so close at being done with this. So here's what I've been working on. So right now I'm focusing on the blades, and that's about it, okay? So for anyone that is wondering, what am I doing? This has been the longest edited video I have had to do. So, all right, guys, peace.
We record that without music, just so I can actually have it in the video and not be fully muted. It was kind of awkward. I was like thinking about the whole time, like, man, it's gonna get hit with a copyright claim. That's the last thing I want in this video, right? But yeah, I'll figure it out. It's gonna be kind of weird, but it's better than nothing, I guess.
Hey guys, I know this is a mess and I'm sorry about that, but so what I had to do was I had to carve out a channel, okay, because I realized that the weight of this was actually starting to, well, what was going to hold this was starting to crack and everything. So I realized I had to carve into it to be able to basically carve a groove in there, a channel, or however you want to call it, so I could be able to have that locked in there, so I can be able to lock that in there and lock this bottom piece in there, okay. And what I'm going to do is, when I'm done with that, I'm going to use a screw. I'm going to screw that into there so it can hold it in place. And then I'm going to also do something else. Look, it's just, for now, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, double check your work. If you're going to be like me and you want to make something that looks really cool, you don't take in consideration on how much it's going to weigh, do that, okay? Take in consideration, you know, make sure you do all the math or whatever you have to do to figure out how much it's going to weigh, because you don't want it to snap on you or break if you're in the con. You want it to survive the con, you know? So, yeah. Peace. Guys, what's up? So, I'm working on the buzzsaw part now. I wanted to show you that I wanted to have this out of wood, and then I'm gonna find out that I think it would have been a lot heavier if it was out of wood. So I'm using a cardboard as a skeleton structure like I do for all my projects. And the one thing I wanted to show you was kind of what I have to do. And I don't like doing that, and I'm sure a lot of artists don't like tearing up their, you know, the stuff that they put in, so much dedication and so much work. But what I had to do was I had to cut this away in order for, I'm sorry, I'm doing this with one hand, and normally I would have this rigged up in a way, but I'm using my phone. I'm going to start using my phone for better quality cameras and shooting videos and everything. But here's an idea how it's supposed to be. It's going to go right there. It's going to be all fixed up, so there's kind of a top profile picture of it, and then there's what it will look like once I'm done. So I'm kind of working on this piece right here. You can't really see too much because, like I said, this is the concept art that was used for it, so it really wasn't much of a full detail and everything. So here's a picture of that. Here's a side profile of this piece, which is part of the buzzsaw part. And then there's the other part as well. But yeah, so It just, here's another piece of it too. So I got all that to do. And then I'm gonna sculpt the solids out of clay. Then I'm gonna make a mold of them. I'll do a whole video of that. Well, I'll edit all this video together. So that's about it. So that's why I can't really show you guys too much, because it's all gonna be edited in one video, because then that'd be my final project once it's painted and everything. So this is a piece I'm working on right now. Just this piece right here, and the next will be this piece. So I'm almost done with this piece. I'll do an update on it once I get probably the other half done and then painted and everything. So yeah, peace guys. So here's what I'm working on right now. Well, not exactly right now, but you get the idea. Okay, so what you just saw is basically all of this, okay? All that right there is what you guys saw. And along with this. So right now, I'm kind of jumping around. I really should stay focused on one thing at a time, but I really wanted to see how big certain pieces were going to be before I started. So, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the mouse so I can be able to do this right. So, this piece, all of these will be sculpted out of, one will be sculpted out of clay, and the others will be, I'll make a mold for it so I can make sure that all of them come out exactly like the first one, okay? So that's not a problem. I got the first one, I got this one done basically on this side. I have to drill, well not drill, but I have to have a rod go into there so I can be able to support it, because it's really weak on one side right here. So I gotta go back and I gotta get some metal rods, but other than that, that's almost it, to be honest. I'm almost there. I'll have to attach this, and I have to attach a bottom one here. This one that you see right there. Yeah, I almost have everything attached and all that. So yeah, right now I'm focusing on this piece right here. There's a rod that goes in between here, which is this rod right here. It's going to go in between the blades and everything. They're going to be fixed right there. So they'll be they'll be as big as this. This will be the top piece that you'll see on the blades, and then you'll see oh, okay. So here's an idea on how big the blades are going to be. Okay, I still have to do the teeth and everything. So I have to do all the teeth and all that kind of stuff on it, but it shouldn't be any bigger than this. And don't worry, this is just roughly put together. It should be all even once it's all together and once I have everything all done and everything. But yeah, this is going to be the idea of, this is basically a rough idea on how big the blades are going to be. So they should be big enough to be able to fit in there and everything. Now, no, this is not going to be how big this is. It's just an idea, because I have to build the blade before I can basically top it off and everything. Because I have to build the other part to it that's going to be coming out here. Okay? Once I'm done, it's going to be right there. And I know it's going to be bumping into that. I'm going to have to do a couple of trimming and everything, but other than that, that's about it. Yeah, peace, guys. Hey, guys, what's up? So, what am I looking at? Is probably what you're wondering. Well, you're looking at the crossbow buzzsaw. Yes, my entire area right now is a mess, but this will give you an idea. I don't really have time to clean it up and make a perfect looking video for it. So I'm over here just trying to get all this taken care of, okay? So, you got the crossbow, but this is all, not clothing, sorry, this is clean, okay? I just need to go organize it. I moved everything within a hurry to get into a bedroom so I can be able to start working on this, okay? But, so here's what I'm working on. What is this? This is the crossbow buzzsaw, okay? Not the greatest right now, but it's getting somewhere. That's not gonna be how tall it is. It's just there for, because I wanna make sure I have enough to work with when I was going. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to be working. Hey guys, what's up? It's Parker. So today I'm going to probably be doing my last, I guess you could consider it my last show and tell. All the videos that makes up the crossbow, and I just wanted to give you guys kind of a rundown on everything I've done. I just gotta put it together now, and when I mean put together, I mean like actually put it together, and then I will be done. And then painting, and that's it. Everything else is done. I want to give a big shout out to my wife
for her support, for her love, her guidance, because she is the one that's there all the time. She has to listen to me complain. She is my biggest supporter. She's been there supporting me since day one. We've been together since now, which has been 7 years, and it's been amazing. My wife has been the greatest support that I've ever had. And my second supporters are you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your love, your guidance, your support, and everything. Commenting, liking, and subscribing truly means a lot. It helps the algorithm know that my videos are worth watching. They are not just boring. And if my videos seem boring, let me know, and I'll try to fix that. I will. But so far, there's a little bit of wood dust on it. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to be working on getting that all cleaned up and everything. Here's the main body. I don't know if you guys can see it. From here to here, it's about 3 inches long. Like I said, it's basically done. I just got to put everything together, and then once that's done, I'll go from there. I'm going to go ahead and release the video that all the videos I've been editing into one, just because. And then when I'm done with the editing process, well, once I'm done with that, I will release a video of me painting it, and then we can go from there, because I think you guys have been waiting long enough for this. So there's that. I got both bow parts done, so they're done. I'm sorry, let me flip this over. They're done. So that means I just have the other parts. I basically have to just seal it. That's it. I don't know exactly how many pieces there are, but I will do a double count once I get the chance to check that out. Saw's on. It's going to be the piece that, that holds it, basically. This is a side piece that goes on the side of the gun. Like I said, you guys will see this all together once I get the chance. I just basically now just got to paint it and everything, and I'm done at this point. There were a couple pieces that I had to make out of wood. Like this piece. This is the handle part that holds up the bow parts of the crossbow. So it's going to be what holds it up. I had to make that out of wood just because it's not the greatest, and I wasn't going to spend too much time on it. I just wanted to get the general shape and idea of it. This piece doesn't look like much, but this is what's basically what helps. From what I could tell by the concept art, this helps launch the blades out and everything. So there's that. And then something I've been working on for a little while now. I'm getting better at sculpting. This is like only the first few attempts I've tried to sculpt. But this is a blade. The reason I didn't make it out of foam is because I didn't think I could get it to as thin as I wanted it. Because if you look at real blades are fairly thin. So I thought foam would be too thick. So I went ahead and sculpted it out of clay. So this is, I will be making a mold of it. I will record the video of me making a mold and everything else as time goes on. So yeah, I hope that you guys like this. I hope that this is up to your guys' expertise per se, and everything. So that's about it. So I have worked with wood, foam, and now clay to make this what it is. I try my best. And just please, guys, remember, if you can like, comment, and subscribe, and comment whatever you want, but remember to be respectful, please. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Namaste.